powerful and intensifying bomb cyclone slamming the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. More than 40 million people are under blizzard warnings across 11 states, and many of them have declared states of emergency. Some of the worst of it is hitting as I speak. And look at the map. Widespread blizzard conditions are expected across much of the region, including Boston, Providence, Hartford, Connecticut, and the New York City metro area. We're talking snowfall at 2 to 3 inches per hour through 10 a.m. And it's already knocked out power to nearly 400,000 customers in the region. The snow, along with winds gusting more than 70 miles per hour. And believe me, we felt it on our way here. It's causing some whiteout conditions out there. More than a foot has already fallen in parts of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. And it's not stopping. Look at that. Officials are pleading with people, please stay inside and off the roads.
New York City has not faced a storm of this scale in the last decade. We are asking New Yorkers to avoid all non-essential travel. Please, for your safety, stay home, stay inside, and stay off the roads.
It's dangerous. This is a very heavy, wet snow. There are incredibly high winds, up to 60 miles per hour. That means that we could see branches and trees falling into the highway, drifts and whiteout conditions.
You heard it there, the storm paralyzing travel across the regions, down trees and impassable roads, a plow truck overturning on Long Island, more than 5,000 flights scheduled for today canceled. By the time this finally ends, the hardest hit areas could get nearly 2 feet of snow. We have full team coverage of this potentially historic storm. CNN's Brian Todd is out in the storm zone in Philadelphia this morning. We've also got Derek Van Dam, who is in our weather center. Let's start with Brian because he's got the pictures. For the record, we all walked to work a block today. The company put us up so that we could get here to tell the story. What are you seeing out there?
Well, Sarah, authorities here in Philadelphia have been scrambling overnight and this morning to stay ahead of this storm. And a really good illustration of it is what happened right behind me just minutes ago. This was a large tree that was completely down and across Martin Luther King Boulevard here in Philadelphia an hour ago when I was on live. Now, since that time, a large front-end loader came by and just cleared everything. He just picked up the entire tree and shoved it over. You've got a plow now clearing a little, clearing a little bit more of it. I just stumbled on the snowdrift here a little bit. He's clearing a little bit more of it there to try to, just get more room for cars to come. But what they really want is for people to stay off the roads.
Let's get over to CNN's Derek Van Dam with much more on this. Derek, what are you watching right now?
Kate, we're already approaching 2 feet of snow in Freehold, New Jersey. Wind gusts exceeding 70 miles per hour across the coastal areas of New Jersey through the coastal regions of Maine. This storm acting like a hurricane. Let me show you a live picture. This is the Statue of Liberty. Familiar looking shot, right? Looking down at the beautiful Statue of Liberty, but the camera, it's been shaking back and forth. There's been these snow squalls that have moved in. And when I say that this storm's been acting like a hurricane, I mean it. It's down to 972 millibars. That's equivalent to a typical Category 2 hurricane. So what is it doing? Yes, it's producing snowfall, but it's also producing a lot of wind. That's why we have blizzard warnings in place, because that whips around the wind. It reduces the visibility at a moment's notice. And this is a future satellite. Look at that, almost an eye-like feature. That's what I'm saying when I talk about this being more of a snow cane versus a nor'easter. Of course, 2 different types of features there, but this is interesting. Look at these totals. We're approaching 2 feet, but even into Long Island, we're almost at 20 inches of snow, and that's where we're seeing some of the heaviest snow bands moving through right now. So what we'll see through the course of the morning is snow coming to an end in around the into Washington, D.C. But along the I-95 corridor, as we go a little bit further to the north and east, as this storm continues to bomb out, look at Philadelphia to New York and Long Island. This is where we have those 2 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates. This is going to snarl traffic along the I-95 corridor as well as the Massachusetts Turnpike. The winds will become incredibly intense for Boston. They're already gusting over 55 to 60 miles per hour, and that's where we'll see the heavy wet snow continue to accumulate over another foot or more, especially for the outer Cape. This particular region here has the potential to see widespread power outages because of the addition of this heavy wet snow and the strong winds. There's a lot of pine trees across northern New England that will come down, and that will be responsible for seeing this nearly 400,000 customers without power. That number will increase. By the way, Kate, the snow comes to an end from west to east, but the winds continue into tonight.
Into tonight, so buckle up and hold on. Many hours still to go. Derek, thank you very much for watching that forecast for us. In New York City, a state of emergency has been in place. Roughly 2,300 snowplows have been deployed, and there's a citywide travel ban until noon today. It's also the first snow day for New York City schools since 2019. CNN's Gloria Pazmina is in New York following all of this. Gloria. Oh, it looks beautiful and also painful, my friend. How's it? What are you seeing?
Kate, you know, it is not as painful as the last storm we had a few weeks ago, which was a lot colder, but we are getting a lot more snow. And I was standing on this very spot late last night, and now the accumulation is really giving us that wonderful snow globe type of effect. It looks absolutely gorgeous as the sun is finally starting to come up here in Central Park. We are starting to see some people starting to venture out because, as you said, that travel ban is still in effect until noon. That means that cars should be off the roads. There are some exemptions for public workers, emergency workers, essential workers, but if you do not need to get behind the wheel, do not do so. Walking, of course, that is open to everyone. And I want to get just a little bit, not too scientific here, but I do want to measure for us because, as I said, we were here late last night, and I want to measure on this one piece of the fountain that has been untouched to see how much snow we have. And this is an unofficial count of how much snow we've gotten so far because, of course, the snow is still falling. We are seeing more than a foot right now. I'm seeing a little over 15 inches. And this snow, Kate, it's falling from 2 to 3 inches an hour during those blizzard conditions. I also want to talk about kind of the consistency of this snow. This is very heavy, wet snow. In fact, they call it heart attack snow. That means you should be very careful when you're out there trying to clean this up. It's heavy, it's wet, and it's coming down for the next several hours. I expect Central Park to turn into a massive playground in the next several hours, and that's because, as you said, Kate, city school kids have a real snow day today. Schools have been closed, no remote learning, so that means a lot of very happy children likely to be out here in the next few hours. Kate?
I have already been getting text messages that there definitely are daughters of mine that are very excited to get out in that exact snow right now, begging their father to take them out. It's great to see you, Gloria. Thanks so much. JB, the unofficial official feels like just like the realm we live in.
So my first winter storm live shot for GMA, they sent me out with a yardstick because that's what you have to do.
Yes.
You're contractually obligated.
Yes.
And my hands were so numb, I put it in the snow and it snapped.
Shut it.
Yeah, so I'm on live TV with like the snapped yardstick there. It was a sign. It was an omen.
You're like, this is an omen.
It was an omen for a successful career. All right. Delaware is one of the states declaring a state of emergency right now. With us is Joshua Bushweller, the Cabinet Secretary of Delaware's Department of Safety and Homeland Security. You're safe and sound inside. What's it like outside in Delaware right now?
Yeah, thank you, John. Yes, I am safe and sound. Unfortunately, it's not the same outside. So right now, Delaware, the entire state is under a blizzard warning with conditions, frankly, that we haven't seen in over a decade. In preparation for the storm, Governor Meyer declared a state of emergency yesterday at noon, and obviously we're closely monitoring the storm. But because of the conditions and because of what we experienced so far, we definitely need all Delawareans to stay off of the roads unless it's absolutely necessary. Our state offices are closed. Our Sussex County and Kent County, we've got level 3 driving restrictions in place, which means no one can drive with the exception of an absolute emergency. Unfortunately, we've seen some of our snow plows from our Department of Transportation. We've seen some of our emergency personnel with the National Guard and their Humvees getting stuck in these conditions. It is not a good place in Delaware right now because of this storm. We have tens of thousands without power right now, and we're working diligently to try to get that fixed as well.
I was going to ask you about the power situations. You got tens of thousands without. Can crews even work to restore it like this?
That's a great point, and unfortunately, because of the conditions we saw overnight last night into early this morning, the crews had to be pulled off of restoring the power lines. So we're really mostly impacted in our southern part of the state in Sussex County because of the downed trees and the heavy wet snow, which was alluded to up in New York City. We're seeing the same thing here. Just creates unbelievable challenging conditions for the workers who are trying to keep people safe as well. Yes.
I'll give you a chance to do one more warning here. People, don't leave. Stay at home if you can. Anything else people need to be aware of this morning as they wake up?
No, I appreciate that. It's really frankly what you just said. Stay home. Unless you have an absolute critical need, an emergency situation, do not travel. Don't go out of your home. Follow the guidance of authorities and do your part to help keep our state safe. You know, together we can get through this safely. Fortunately, we have not had any significant injuries or casualties as a result of this storm. We want to keep it that way.